We are Sorted, a group of mates from London exploring the newest and best in the world of food whilst trying to have a few laughs along the way. We've got chefs, we've got normals, and a whole world of stuff for you to explore, but everything we do starts with you.
Hello, Barry, Ben, FridgeCam, welcome.
Today is a big day because something we've been working on for the last year is finally here. It's our Smart Kitchen Guide.
It is a handbook full of cheats and shortcuts and inspiring midweek meals, all designed to simplify your food shop, reduce waste left in your fridge at the end of the week, and ultimately make delicious, fresh meals.
Basically, it helps you cook smarter, which got us thinking.
We've been doing this for about 10 years now. I wonder just how smart our normals are. So, in celebration of the launch of the Sorted Smart Kitchen Guide and all of its benefits, we're going to see just how smart the pair of you have become in the kitchen over the last decade or so of us cooking online.
We would like you to create 3 identical choux pastries with whatever flavourings, fillings and decorations you want.
The ingredients for basic choux pastry is weighed out for you, and as of this moment you have 2.5 hours, but you must go recipe-less. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, bake!
Well, two and a half hours, mate.
While he flaps, I'm going to start because I think I know what I'm doing. From my memory, you get water, butter in a pan, melting. You then chuck in your flour, just dump it in.
I'm going for water and milk.
You're putting milk in?
Yep.
I've just weighed out all the ingredients. And he's done that.
You heat that up, then butter goes in.
Why are you putting sugar in it?
For flavour. I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and then as it starts bubbling, take it off and then add my flour. And then you stir the flour and you keep on going because you need to cook the flour out until it starts to come away from the pan.
That's it, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, you're right, I reckon that's it. In with flour, bang, all in. Away from the pan, into a cold bowl because you don't need any more heat now.
Can you turn this off, please?
Now I'm going to switch from a wooden spoon to a whisk, start mixing this up and adding 1 egg in at a time.
I don't want to say it too loud, but...
Mate, again, there's one rule. What are you doing now?
I'm going to use one of these.
For what?
To mix.
One thing I would say is, if it's not working by hand, it's not going to work in the machine.
Mike's trial and error and guesswork concerns me.
There was something really important that Eric Lana taught us. Something about the way that this falls, and it's called le bec, because it looks like a beak.
I've put this into a bowl to cool down and should leave it about 5 minutes, I remember Eric saying. I think I'm going to Claire.
I think with eclairs, there is a lot of emphasis on the finishing touches, and eclair is notoriously beautifully finished, and like some of the things we've seen in Paris were amazing.
Oh, good.
Profiteroles, I think you can be it's a bit more forgiving.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, that's a fairly smart approach, is don't set yourself up to fail, but it also sounds a bit kind of cop-outy, doesn't it?
1 egg in at a time. Le bec? I might have to make this again.
You've had half an hour.
But I'm just going to have to go with this now. This is already too runny.
Remember that kid's book, Mike, The Hungry Caterpillar?
I'm just going to get those in now because if they completely fall apart, I might still be able to remake them and do something.
Are you doing that to annoy me? But on a tray that he could probably fit 16 profiteroles on, he's going to fit 6.
So what I thought I was taught by Eric Landlard was that steam is the enemy because they go soggy. So by opening the oven at 10 just to let all the steam out and then closing it again, you stop them from going soggy and getting steamed.
Correct.
I'm not confident with creme pat, so I ain't doing it. I want to be a little bit more ambitious than a whipped cream fruity filling. So I'm trying something different. I'm combining some of the old recipes I've done on Sorted before, tiramisu recipes, which are fantastic, and then sticking that in a profiterole.
I might just have to do a simple flavoured cream. I don't know how to make a creme pat because I clearly don't know how to make choux. So let's leave it go there. I think I'm going to go for the flavours of lemon and blueberry. How I get them into and on, I don't know, but I haven't even got a definite eclair yet.
I've separated my eggs, yolks and whites. With the yolks, I add a bunch of mascarpone, some orange zest and a shot of dark rum. Then I add a bit of sugar in there, bring it together. I also add a bit of sugar into my egg whites and create a meringue type mix. And now I'm just combining the two.
Looks like a lovely consistency.
I'm opening the oven. Ah, so much steam. Oof. Might need to start those again. I've made Yorkshire pudding and scrambled egg.
Oh, Mike's going back in with his.
I've got some chopped up white chocolate in the oven to basically melt and then caramelise.
First batch in there, cooking away. I'm going to do a bit more experimental one now. Because my filling is so delicious, I want more filling in my profiterole. So I need more of a donut than a profiterole.
No, still not cooked in the middle. They've been in 22 minutes and they're still not cooked. I might just have to chance these. I've separated some egg yolks and put a splash of milk in there because I'm going to repipe these now, do them properly and then just try and make them uniform. And I remember Eric Landlard saying that if you have a weird shape, it's good just to brush them because actually it allows you to sort of make them smooth and also it will add a lovely brown to the top. Oh, I had some chocolate in that. Oh no! Okay, let's do that again. Luckily we've got a tiny little bit left and I only need a tiny little bit, so.
10 minutes is up, steam. Keep on baking. Another 10 minutes.
90 minutes remaining.
As it's dried, it's actually started to.
These are Barry's and they are lighter than light. They're holding their shape, they're not sogging. But I do wonder if they're completely crisp all the way through. Not a huge amount of colour on them.
So I've made one espresso icing, which has a lovely cappuccino-like finish, but it's not espresso anymore. I need something with a kick, so I'm going for a rummy icing with some coffee essence. On top of that, I'm going to try and make a really quick candied orange peel of sorts. Don't really know how to do that, so kind of eyeballing it and guessing it.
I'm going to boil some blues and sugar. What I've ended up doing is just blanching some blueberries. Let's make some whipped cream. I'm thinking simple sort of lemon, slightly sweetened but not too sweet cream, centre, whipped lemon, sugar icing to go on the top with some blueberries and scattered caramelised white chocolate on the top.
Lemon juice into cream.
What's wrong with that?
What happens when you put lemon juice into cream?
I don't know. You get lemony cream.
So zest is good because you've got oils and fats, but the juice is very acidic. It's what you put in to turn it into sour cream. I think what you'll find is it starts to turn it grainy and starts to curdle and you end up with sour cream.
But you won't see that because it's inside.
Mike, you've got some spare.
What were you saying about Yorkshire puddings?
Yeah, mate. They look like a good, that's a good eclair in my book. Yeah. They're a bit flat.
What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Philippe Philop.
How much time have I got?
25 minutes remaining. We will judge the best three when the clock stops.
Could have filled it more.
Oh, it's delicious.
That is so dense. Right, good.
Oh no! That needed a nozzle inside. Hopefully it'll pump up like a bike tyre.
8 minutes. Mike, that's horrific.
What can I do about it, mate? There's nothing that I can do about that now. Look at it growing.
I can't believe how much pressure you're having to put on that piping bag to get anything to come out of it. Last 90 seconds.
Stop trickling. Stop trickling!
Last minute, 60 seconds.
Oh no, look at them.
It looks horrific.
Our countdown on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from your dish. Well, one thing to declare, in the time limit,
Claire.
you have both
Didn't even mean to do that.
delivered
He did.
No, he didn't.
3
No, he
choux
didn't.
pastries. Which one should we start with?
Ebbers, you're going to need to just put this on here. I mean, you don't need to labour the point. You know what they look like and you've watched it being made. Cheers.
Horrible thing
Cheers.
to do. Cheers.
A fairly decent colour, a good, although not perfectly regular shape, but a good size for an eclair, and they were all about the same size.
Yeah.
I think they could have been decorated a lot more, and what they weren't was cooked enough, but that may be a factor of ratios in the first place.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
the choux isn't great. And for me, even the blueberries probably should have had the stalks taken out of them.
I was pressed for time.
And the caramelised white chocolate is perhaps a little over.
You've been quite quiet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was always taught to be quiet if I didn't have anything nice to say.
I realised just how much security I take in a written recipe and almost go on autopilot, like a GPS. I won't ever memorise the route that I'm taking to get to my destination if I use a GPS. But I've been in all of these videos, I've either been taught or I've read a recipe, and therefore it just goes to show how much I haven't taken in. It's a disaster, but these things happen, and I'm glad they happen because I will definitely learn a lesson from them. Let's try yours. I think these look great.
Given how well I know they are filled with the heavy cream, they also have the structure of the bottom one to hold the top one on top of it. Another well-filled pastry.
Oh wow, that is citrusy. Oh, and then the coffee comes through.
The candied orange is a nice touch. The crunch from the coffee bean, not to everyone's preference, but I quite like that because you get that right at the end.
It doesn't have the crunch I think a feta roll should have.
That's the only thing I was going to say too.
James baked off your exact same
That's the same
choux
one.
paste, exactly the same choux paste, what was left in your piping bag, but a slightly more even piping and a slightly longer bake to dry it out, and you end up with something that is actually choux pastry.
So proud of that.
Well done.
I think you've taken the flavour pairing thing to another, or like the flavour balancing, in the sense you have got sweet, but you've also got bitter. You've also got kind of those notes of roasted coffee and the citrus kind of tang going on, plus a bit of rum, which gives you that kind of
It
extra
had to have rum in it.
kick of almost spiciness, and together it is a very nicely balanced, pretty sweet, but then I think you want an eclair or feta roll to be sweet.
Ben and I have not discussed this, but
Telepathically, we have reached the same conclusion.
I think I can speak for both of us when I say Barry won this.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. So to everybody who's got a book subscription already, this book is on its way to you now.
And if you haven't got one, then you can still get hold of one and loads of other goodies using the link down below.
But you can't have this one in particular because I think Mike needs all the help he can get. Desperately needs help.
As this week's champion, I'm going to reward you with the chance of giving these people Dad Joke of the Week.
Oh no, Jamie's not here!
You're also a dad, though.
Ah! Local pizza place has made the country's biggest pizza base. I'd love to see someone top that. I think it's funny.
As we mentioned, we don't just make top quality YouTube videos. No. We've built the Sorted Club, where we use the best things we've learned to create stuff that's hopefully interesting and useful to other food lovers. Check it out if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in a few days.
Oh, sorry.